Yesterday, on a random Friday evening, the Justice Department gave us a little early Christmas gift, which was the long awaited Epstein files. And I can't believe what the Epstein files look like. Like, guys, look at the Epstein files. Like, holy crap. There was so much information about Epstein. We can now finally freaking put these people into jail who deserve to be in jail for doing very bad things to kids. What, you don't see it? Look, it's right here. Exactly. That was the Epstein files. Just blank. Redaction. Everything was redacted, except for a certain number of pictures. It was horrible. I knew from the start that the Epstein files is just going to be a bunch of horseradish because I knew it was going to be redacted. I knew they were probably going to blow a lot of things about Donald Trump and people associated with his administration. Like, I knew that was going to happen. But I didn't expect it to be like literally pages and pages and pages. Like, I'm talking about hundreds of pages that are just black screen. It is. There is a certain part in the Epstein files that's about the jury and what happened. And that entire page is just black. It's just redacted. Like, close your eyes. Right now, close your eyes. That's literally what the Epstein files is like right now. Like, I'm not saying like it's just complete, full of just black lines and, redaction and all that. Like, there are some pictures on there, but most of the pictures are literally about Bill Clinton. Like, there were so many pictures of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files. You might as well just rename the entire files to freaking the Clinton files because of how much I saw Bill Clinton in there. And there were also some like other people in there, like Oprah was in there, Michael Jackson was in there, Chris Tucker was in there. That guy from Rush Hour, that amazing guy. He was in there too. So like there were some people in there that we probably knew that were on the island, but it's crazy how it's just pure redaction. I'm not surprised that it's redacted. I wasn't prepared to see it's just complete redaction. You might as well just release black screens at that point because that's probably has more information than you just did releasing it. Like, we've been waiting so long for these to drop. Even the previous administration, on the Biden, I don't know about Obama, but even on the Biden and Trump, like we were still, waiting for these files to be released, and it did finally, randomly, like near Christmas, and it's just this. It's disappointing. It is, like this is not a good way to put these people, to give the victims justice. Now, I understand redacting the victims. I understand blowing out their names. I even understand maybe blowing out their addresses, but blowing out literally everything, and even some political people on there. Like I'm pretty sure no shot that there's no way they did not blow out people who were part of the administration of the Trump administration. Like there was no way they probably blowed out a lot of like politically active people on there, except for the people that they don't like. Let's not blow out Bill Clinton. Let's just not blow him out. Even if Biden was there, let's just keep him on there. If Obama was on there, oh yeah, let's just keep him on. Like, I'm going to imagine that they probably blowed out the victims, which they're supposed to. I completely understand blowing out the victims, but blowing out politically involved people that you just disagree with, that's kind of stupid. It really is. And there was a lot of people. I remember yesterday on a Friday, I was at a restaurant, and all of a sudden, boom, Epstein files released, and I see that there was a line waiting. Like, I never saw a website where you have to wait in a line to view something. I was like in a queue for like a minute or two, and saw it. I looked at it again. I didn't look at everything. I didn't. I'm not like some sort of like detective who just went through the entirety of like the 1,000 pages of like just straight up Epstein files, or even just 2 pages of just straight up files because it's just all redaction, But yeah, I didn't go through it. I saw some things, like there was something about massage. Like I remember Epstein ordered something about massage for babies, which is kind of crazy, There were also some like voice tapes on there, but I don't remember any of the voice tapes. Again, I like quickly skimmed through them last night, and I didn't really do any like research. Again, I didn't like look through the entire Epstein files. Like I'm not your guy who's gonna say, oh yeah, on this page it's this, and then on this page it's that. Like I just doing like the grand scheme of things. Like it's just nitpicking and just basically just coming out here ranting that this is not what we wanted. It's not like I wanted the Epstein files. I wanted to see who was on the island. I don't want to see who Bill Clinton was. Okay, Bill Clinton, cool, yeah. Get him in jail. If Bill Clinton is still alive, I don't know about Bill Clinton. If he's there, prosecute him give him a sentence, do whatever, but get him in jail. All the other people who want to prosecute them, get him in jail. You know, or make them suspects or whatever. But blatantly like blowing out so many things to the public and even blowing out some political people, it's just not it. Like that's just not how we do things here. They need to be served justice. They need to be prosecuted. They need to, face the consequences for what they did on that island. And even Epstein himself, maybe he didn't kill himself. Maybe Epstein didn't even kill himself. He just didn't kill himself. And it probably says it on there, but again, I'm not reading through it. I can't. If I see that there's literally a document that's just 100 pages of just pure black, I'm not even gonna bother looking at the other ones. It's disappointing. It really is. And I feel like if Trump did release this, or the Trump administration did release this, maybe like 3 months or even 2 months into the presidency, I would sort of believe it. But they released this really like near the end of the year, which is really stupid. And I'm not saying that the Trump administration is, bad, but it's what they're doing, what's going on. Even the Biden administration, even on the Biden, they also have a say in this too, because again, they didn't release their part, and also the Trump administration didn't even release it, like 6 months into the presidency. Now they're just releasing it, So, both sides, Democrat, Republican, they both have a say in this, and there's like a theory I have where both sides of the political parties I can't talk. All in the island. Like we know that Trump was somewhere on the island. We know he's not innocent in this. We know that Bill Clinton is on here because of all the freaking like the library of just pictures of Bill Clinton is on here too. So it's not like both sides are safe in it. It's not like, oh yeah, Democrats they're very peaceful. They're not here, but the Republicans, oh, they were on the island, all them. We should take all Republicans and put them into jail, where they belong. Like that's not what I'm saying. It's saying like both sides have a say in this. They're not innocent in this, And that spans the theory. I feel like if they were to release the files under Biden, Democrats or whoever were in office, I have a feeling that they probably would have blurred out some Democrats. People with them. I feel like if they released under Biden, they probably would have blurred out, Bill Clinton, and probably just like blur out everything about Trump. I feel like that's what would have happened. Same with Trump administration, if they were to release it, which they did, they probably would have blurred out people part of the Trump administration, and just kept everything about like the Democrats or people who they hate. And that makes total sense. It's corruption. This is corruption. They are literally using this as a corrupt method in order to do things with their enemies. Like they just want to make their enemies look bad so they can look good, and everybody will like them. That's just, I guess, just basic thing. And it's disgusting. It is. It's pathetic. It's sad. And I had that theory for like a pretty long time, ever since like the files have been a thing, or like when Epstein was a thing. But that theory has been in my head for a long time, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of true, because that's what's happening. But again, kind of happy that they released, but holy crap, looking at a black screen is way more informative than looking at what I just saw with the Epstein files. Pathetic. It is. And I mean, even if they did, again, blowing out the victims, understandable. Blowing out the names, understandable. Blowing out maybe the addresses, okay, understandable. But blowing out like the political people, blowing out like a whole like 119 pages of just black, like about jury, like the jury trials or whatever. No, that's just not right, So I don't know. Yay, they released, but at what cost? It was disgusting. It was horrible. But yeah, Epstein files release, big news. Random Friday, insane. That's it. Thanks for watching.